Hello, everyone. This is Chaim Durst, the Wordmuse. Thank you for joining me today. Today's topic will be how much risk should you take on your personal statement? The common application, or the coalition application, allows you to submit a different essay for each school. So if you're applying to Harvard and you have a 1% chance of getting in, it would behoove you to submit an essay that is far riskier than if you were applying to your safety school. When applying to your safety school, you don't need to take much risk. And therefore, your personal statement, or the version that you end up using, should be more subdued, more logical, a lot less surrealistic. When you're applying to Harvard, take as much risk as you feel you need to take. Nothing to lose. Let me give you an example of two essays. One is to a safety school and one is to a riskier school. As a future biomedical engineer, I often consider my moral responsibility. Specifically, I wonder what responsibility I have to engineer organisms that have a sense of justice or morality. And perhaps more importantly, whose system of ethics must I ensure my creations adhere to? Very logical, very staid. This sounds like something that an engineer would write. It's engineered. The syntax, the word choice, the grammar is very engineer-like. In the age of artificial intelligence, I feel that those who program artificial intelligence must ensure that bias does not inadvertently enter the code. An argument can be made, however, that since humans are flawed, it only makes sense that we create humans that reflect those flaws. Okay, very deep philosophical, ethical, moral issues that this person raises. Okay. For example, as humans gain the capacity to create androids that can think and act on their own, must we ensure that those organisms are devoid of our fears, desires, or hopes? For some could argue that desire, even hope, is a character flaw. What a wonderful line. That allows the reader to see the depth of this writer's heart, intellect, character, and will. Shows what they want to do with their life. It shows the nuanced thinking that they have. Very powerful. Not very creative, but very powerful. And if we decide to imbue our creations with our emotions, who is to arbitrate which are suitable to implant into the minds and hearts of our creations? For example, if robots do not need to reproduce, should we remove the urge to procreate? Wow, never thought of that before. And if they do not have their own children, should we remove parental emotions? Wonderful questions. Again, it's a very safe statement. It's a very linear statement, but nonetheless, it shows the depth of the writer's character, heart, and mind. Since science devoid of ethics can have disastrous consequences, for if we do not carefully consider which emotions to give our creations, they may end up destroying us. Again, there's no mystery. It's very logical. It's very linear. It's subdued, unemotional. In a word, it's a very safe essay. Very effective. I would say to this student, use this for all your safety and your your low target schools. If you have 20 on your list, put this essay in the common applications for the safest, most ones that you think that you should get into. You have a high percentage getting into. Now here's a riskier version of that same essay that this individual used for high target and reach schools. Why program in lust? Prompt. Pick your two favorite characters from a video game and have them communicate with one another about human nature. Right off the bat, that title is perhaps the most intriguing title in the 21 years that I have been helping students with their personal statements. You have to read. You're intrigued. What? Why program in lust? What does that mean? Second, the common application has one question that says, write about whatever you want to write about. So why not create your own prompt? That shows the reader that you are narrowing the focus, that you're taking control, and you are using the freedom that they've given you to the full extent of your ability. I love when students followed my advice and write prompts. I've picked the Siamese twins Lance and Luther from the 1997 video game Blade Runner. They're genetic programmers who create human-like robots. Because I, too, am a twin and plan on studying mechanical engineering, I find them fascinating. I have them discuss issues regarding human nature, creation, and accountability that most interest me. One twin represents my idealistic side, and the other my pragmatic side. Okay, the first essay doesn't let the reader know that he's a twin, and we don't really see the pragmatic and idealistic sides have any sort of conflict. In earlier essays, I mentioned how important conflict can be in revealing your identity, in revealing different sides of yourself and how they grow, in revealing self-knowledge. Well, he sets up this prompt in a way that allows you, the reader, to view sides of himself in conflict with one another. Why program in lust? For their comfort, for their amusement. Will they be more productive if they feel amused? Why poison them with our imperfect emotions? Oh my gosh, that is a fabulous line. Why make them repeat the fall of man again and again? Didn't you start out wanting to create something ideal? Don't blame me for killing off your dreams. You have your own nightmares and I have mine, and we've given them both of ours. Love this back and forth dialogue. Nightmares, you say? Mine entered their code inadvertently. You willingly gave them yours. Perhaps we need companions in suffering so badly that we're willing to corrupt our own creations. Oh my gosh, what a fabulous line. Perhaps we need companions in suffering so badly that we're willing to corrupt our own creations. There really is no other reason to make them suffer, even in their sleep. Unless, of course, we get pleasure out of their suffering. What sort of gods does that make us? I've caught you reviewing the footage of them dreaming. So many layers of meaning here. Why do we have nightmares? It's asking indirectly. Why does God make us suffer, if there is a God? And why must we in turn make our creation suffer when we play God? Love it. Dreams are the laboratory of the inner mind. I'm simply curious to see how they process our worst fears. We can gain insights. That's what this whole essay is about. Gaining insights into the workings of this person's inner mind. Perhaps we weren't meant to have that knowledge. You're cruel, not curious. The very act of creation is cruel. Oh my gosh, there's so many philosophical and ethical implications in that line. And why build an obsolescence? To give us an excuse to create again? To make them need us? To make them dependent on us? Are we that insecure? Am I not enough for you? Are you not enough for yourself? Again, this interpersonal need. What aspect of ourself is needy, is dependent on other aspects? This is a very philosophically deep question. Why do we die? Why has God built obsolescence, if God exists, into us? Why can't we create things that last forever? Is it our need to feel valuable, needed? It is good to be needed. It sustains us. We can let them live long, dignified lives. They're superior to us in so many ways. Is that why we must destroy them so soon after we create them? A father shouldn't be threatened by his children. Father always forgave us. Father always forgives us. What would he do if he knew what we were doing now? Oh my gosh. Which father is he talking about? This sense of mystery. Is it his father? Is it the programmer's father? Is it God? Who is he talking about? It's so ripe with mystery and intrigue. I love it. Perhaps he already knows. It's not too late to rectify what we've done. Oh, yes, it is. I knew you might feel guilt someday, so I took protective measures. If you attempt to wipe their memories or override them, they will self-destruct. Perhaps destruction is better for them. It will set them free from their misery. You never could. We would be all alone, no playthings, nothing to occupy ourselves with. Who would care for us in our old age? They won't care for us after what we've done. They will kill us. Slowly. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a little bit dark, a little bit bleak. Again, it's a risky essay. Think about it. Creates mystery. Yes, it's very emotional, very visceral. The use of you, the use of conflict. In a word, it is very risky. So look at these two versions. One is going to go to his safety schools. One is going to go to his reach schools. They are both effective in what they set out to do. They convey certain aspects that are very philosophical, very metaphysical. One does it through logic, and the other one does it through this very emotional conflict. You have to decide how much risk you need to take. Do so in consultation with your parents, with your advisors, with your mentors. But whatever decision you make, you have the freedom to use various versions in the comment app before you submit. Thank you for joining me today. I am the Wordmuse.